All right, welcome. Well, I'm not on my own. Directors told me, Odida, 1, 2, 3, you're on your own. Well, I do have a very big panel here in studio with me because kama kawaida every Wednesday, we talk about matters of the heart, yeah? So this morning, we are talking about Gen Zs and how they view marriage, Gen Zs and marriage. So are they redefining commitment? That's the question you're asking on our social media platforms. You see that sometimes Gen Zs have a lot of expectations that it's not humanly possible to meet. Is that really correct? So they're here and they'll be speaking to us about it. And our long lost guest is joining us as well this morning. That is Councillor Richard Ziwa Zimbalist as well. That is a special mention to Richard. Good morning and Happy New Year.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Happy Valentine.
Just hold on to that. Happy everything. Happy birthday.
Oh, yes.
Merry everything.
Yeah.
So we invite you to be part of the conversation this morning through our socials. It's TV47 Kenya on Facebook and on YouTube. On X is TV47 Digital. Our WhatsApp line is also active, 0793 267 279. Also, if you want to call in live, there will be a number on your screen very shortly. That is the number you can use to call in live as you contribute to this discussion. Gen Z and marriage, are they redefining commitment? Karibuni sana once again. It's a very cold morning, but I'm grateful that you guys have been able to brave the cold weather this morning and to make time for us to talk about marriage and matters of the heart. Where have you been, Richard?
I was taking a long break for
Yes.
7 months, and I think I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I was just introspecting myself and prioritizing on other things, matters leadership and personal growth in our organization, what we do and how to add value in other people. And it's been an exciting experience. And loving my wife and the children.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Loving the wife and the children.
Oh, yes.
That is now what is going to set the pace for us this morning, for us to have this conversation. Why was that break important? For 7 months, you say, you're prioritizing the kids and the wife, and we're looking at marriage. You are, how many years?
17, going 18.
17 going 18.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Right. And now we have Gen Zs in studio, and we're going to just find out how they view marriage. How it is like for them, this institution. But why is it important for that break to prioritize the kids and of course the wife as well?
Awesome. Thank you, Odida. I've missed you.
You're missed.
I've missed some of these faces. I last saw him somewhere in Karen and him in studio.
Yeah.
Good to see you. And you make this place brighter. As I was telling them, this place would not be nice without a woman. I think it's important when you take a break and introspect on certain things that are critical for you. Yeah. Because it's always an inside job. If you're going to live a life that is a legacy to leave behind, a worthwhile, well-placed, a premium and a priority in people that you genuinely love, you can't love people out there before you love the people with you in your own household. I always believe that the biggest gift you can ever give to the world out there is the world that you have within your home. How do you genuinely love and care for your wife is the gift you give to your children. How they mirror the life that they seen at home. People get to see it out there, but actually they can trace it back home, inside home. How I love to think about it. You can't kiss your wife by correspondence. You can't genuinely affect people without proximity. And thus, for me, I felt it necessary to take a break. Just be laid back. Go to office, take my children to school every day, and take them back home with me and just sit. Play hockey, play chess, play everything there is to play until they drop. Then we go all to sleep, and I go to bed at exactly 8.
8 p.m.
Yeah.
You're not watching news?
No, I don't watch news.
Why? Why don't you watch news?
Too much news when I wake up. So I filter, choose what I watch on purpose. Because my priority and emphasis is my children, my wife. then the life we live is a gift back to the community and people out there. So that has been my journey, and it's been an exciting experience. If I'm lying, call my wife and my kids.
Oh, wow. That's a very perfect way to start.
Hi, Lydia.
May God protect you from our jailers in this morning. Robert, sasa tunaongelelea Gen Zs and marriage, Do you think Gen Zs are redefining commitment?
Yes. In my opinion, yes, and also not. Because actually, as you all know, the age bracket of these people, they are somehow young, and the manner in which the generation of...
So you're not a Gen Z? That one
I'm a millennial.
All right, so that one we've ruled out. So we have 2 Gen Zs on set. Wonderful.
Actually, to blend the session better,
right.
I'm a millennial, and I believe that when you look at the age bracket of our brothers and sisters, the Gen Z, you realize that it is actually very difficult for you to compare them, maybe stick to the kind of commitments that us millennials have had before. Because these are the kind of people who are also being brought up in a different setting. And the manner, the education, and even the nurturing, the surrounding itself makes them, or rather pushes them, to end up redefining the manner in which they handle their commitments, manner in which they love, manner in which maybe they understand their partner. And that one brings me back to what I normally think, that I'm not ruling out that it can't happen, but actually this era, it may not be easier for a millennial to marry a Gen Z and they go, on the same path without some issues in between them. You realize that these are people who have got different expectations at the end of the day, and therefore it is hard, for example, to compare a Gen Z, do what I'm doing or what I believe in. And that's where the difference begins coming in, misunderstandings and all that. There is something that me as a millennial used to do before my partner that was not a big deal. That was a very big deal. Today, a Gen Z, for example, may want to hug another man. Before the boyfriend.
Something wrong with that?
There is nothing wrong, but again, people have got different feelings. We have those people in the past who may not maybe expect that one to happen. But today, this generation will want to do all manner of things. And when asked, some of them will say, kwani ni mbaya? Sioni ubaya. But you know,
kwani ni mbaya?
there are many who are very strict also. That maybe, mimi nimeona mtu ambaye akitembea na mke wake, the moment the wife was about to hug another gentleman, the man pulled the wife and said, no, please, this is my personal property and you are not. But now, you see the case with the Gen Z, that may not be a big deal. Because in this contemporary society, and the environment that they have been brought in, the way they used to behave during their campus days is quite different from the manner in which we used to behave, maybe. That's my take.
Let's hear from them. Hannah, karibu sana. What's your view on marriage, this institution of marriage, where we come at Gen Z? When you sit down at home and you have conversations with your peers, what do you talk about as concerns marriage?
Okay. At first, let me start by pointing out there are marriages za Gen Z na the other generations which are very good and they are very admirable and they are doing well. But personally, I really fear marriage.
Why?
The first thing, I feel like Gen Z, most of us, we are a generation who, like, we are exposed and we have the freedom of talking out when we don't see things are going well. So unlike the other generations where maybe a marriage is affecting your mental health, or, okay, let's say the other generations, when you get married, you know, the women of the other generations were like, you need to protect this marriage. Even if something goes wrong, you sit there and solve the issues. But Gen Zs, most of them, we speak out. Okay, when you feel like a marriage is affecting you, most of us don't know how to fight it.
Yeah.
That's why you have many cases of baby daddies, you see. But basically, Gen Z, I feel like, for the women, now I'm talking about women.
Yeah.
It happens like, for example, in a marriage, there are roles. People set roles for women and men. Now assume as Gen Zs, both of you are going to work. But when you come back, you are both tired and you are told, these roles are still for the women. They are waiting for you. The man just comes and sit down. For a Gen Z, that it will not like make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You know, like roles and commitments as Gen Zs, we want to equalize things. It's not like the man who is the head of the house now rules, like controls you. You need to. You are two adults, so you stay like two adults. There's no one who is juu ya mwingine, you see.
Yeah, both of you are equal.
Yes, both of you are equal. You are two adults. That's why cases like, actually, you find in a marriage a Gen Z like is beaten. It will be portrayed in the social media, maybe.
Yeah.
And people will go against it because now we are not in those generations where you need to be beaten, you need to be harassed and still stay in the marriage just to protect your marriage. You get out and fight for your rights. So as Gen Z, it's basically, if you are not feeling it, you lose it. There's no time for kubembelezana or protecting something. But there are still couples who are doing well. It's just that Gen Zs, we are fighting for, with those hizo rights that zilikuwa zinafinyilia our parents back then. We want to change them. We want everyone to be equalized.
All right.
Yes.
You've given us very powerful points, and we'll be coming back now to analyze your points step by step. But let's hear from JD. JD, what's your view on marriage?
Yeah. As usual.
Yeah, when you came here, you told me, you don't have someone to keep you warm at home. That's why your hands were cold, and that's why I could not say hi to you. No, now we're talking about relationship with the matters of the heart. We have to put it in the public that this one here.
Mambo ya off air. But it's good because I think, weirdly enough, it's the same topic that I am working on my thesis. But the thing is, first of all, Makoha has said...
The thesis is about marriage, Gen Z's and marriage?
Yes, Gen Z's perspective on marriage.
Okay.
That's the funny bit of it. Makoha has said that Gen Z's are young people. And I'd like to start by saying the youngest Gen Z is turning 30. And
the oldest Gen Z.
Oh, sorry, the oldest. Sorry. The oldest Gen Z is turning 30. And the thing with that period of 30 years, we have seen a shift from marriage and marriage attitudes, whereby right now, according to Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, around 48% of women are married between 15 and 49 years. And that figure 30 years ago was close to 70%. So it is declining. And I think I've been here several times, and I have been the ambassador of anti-marriage so far. Reason being, there have been many other dynamics that are changing, that are making the functions of marriage rather obsolete. First and foremost, you'd find that with educational advancements, people, especially women, are delaying the age at which they'd want to get married. Okay? People just want to go further the education, sort out the educational obligations, and then get married afterwards. Secondly, you'd find that with the current economic situations, marriage is becoming scary for men. And how am I supposed to marry and contain these dynamic and have all these expectations that I have as a man to deliver and everything in the same economic space? Thirdly, you find that we are having a certain breed of low tolerant women, you know. So far, I think I've not come across people who are proponents of kuvumilia kwa ndoa. You know, the people I've come across so far are ambassadors of, if it doesn't work for you,
yes,
please leave. Okay. The fourth, you'd find that the way marriage has been marketed, there is a marketing issue in that right now, the place where most people consume the information from is social media. And in social media, you cannot go 5 posts before you meet someone who has either a spat with their partner, or your favorite influencer has divorced, or you know who's doing what with who, you know. And then fifth, we liberalize.
This is from your thesis. Because you've given us numbers. You're on number 5. Yes.
People liberalized interaction so much, such that things that were considered to be done only within marriage became free to do even outside of marriage. You know, for example, if marriage existed only for sexual gratification, nowadays people are having sexual gratification outside of marriage. Yeah. And lastly, you'd find that because of how we grew up as children, the families, the systems we grew up, sometimes they painted a picture that we may not want to replicate. So it ends up painting that picture of marriage being scary because you saw what marriage did firsthand to the family in which you grew up. Yeah.
All right, hold on to that thought. Richard, you know, JD has mentioned something quite interesting, that marketing, there's a marketing issue around marriage. What do you think of that? Because I'm thinking about it, your time when you're getting married 17 years ago, did somebody market marriage to you and told you, gave you a manual and said, you know, here, take it, this is what you're going to follow for a sustainable marriage, for how you've walked the journey for 17 years now? Did somebody give you that manual?
Thank you. And I liked his thoughts. They're brilliantly expressed.
Right.
Just like their thoughts. And just to be in a place to correctly communicate and agree with the motion that we're discussing, is that true, the Gen Z have changed the narrative and they want to rewrite the script of marriage. And so to speak, they're not very far from where we were at. Marriage has kept on changing over the years. Every generation of 40 years has had a unique way with which they express the institution of marriage. And the time it came to my turn, I took cognizance of the fact that there are some things that are not admissible at my time. Because the way my dad and my mom did marriage was different. And the way the generation before them was different. And the same is true, the generation after me, they've certainly been able to pick up another script slightly different from what I was doing or we've been doing. And most naturally, the generation after them, they will change. But there are some things that are common denominators. In my pretext, I think one of the things that worked for me, because when I discuss marriage, I'm a Christian. I love to discuss this theme of marriage based on foundational values that guide and govern the institution of marriage. In my pretext, I would say what was handed to me are the values that are ingrained in my faith, that have been very instrumental to guide me in a way I nurture the kind of relationship I share with my wife. And so to speak, that's the script I was handed. And I think it's working when you work it. It's not going to work when you don't work it. If you work it, it will work. If you don't work it, will not work. I like a thought I was reading earlier. I think it might be impressionable on this Gen Z, especially the way she was talking. I liked her thought, but this is another Gen Z. She said, "Dear Dad, I'm coming home to get married soon. So get your checkbook. I am in love with a boy who lives far away from me. As you know, I am in Australia and he lives in Scotland. We met on a dating website, eHarmony. We became friends on Facebook, had a long chat on WhatsApp. He proposed to me on Zoom, and we continued our relationship through Viber. So, Dad, I need your blessing, good wishes, and really big fat wedding. Your loving daughter, Crystal. So the dad replied, Dear Crystal, I like that. Just awesome. So I suggest you get married on X.
Because they've never met.
Have fun on Tango. Buy your kids on Amazon and pay for all your bills through PayPal. And when you finally get fed up with this new husband, just sell him on eBay.
Interesting.
Which goes to show
this
generation has a way of relating because of the way they scratch on their phones, on the internet, their adaptability to technology. This instrument, which you would put on this seat, has a profound way of affecting people much more than it ever did with us. You think of the volumes of short videos on TikTok, which has a profound influence on them more than actually their parents on subjects and themes related to marriage. And if you look at it, their generation, the Gen Z, they're objectifying people because they are brand ambassadors. So these brand ambassadors who do not stick into marriage, or who move from one relationship to another relationship, if this one does not work out, there's no covenant ties to it, I pick on another one. So it's affecting them. The script handed to them, it's very brutal than we are readily admitting as those who are older than them. And I think the subject is not to condemn them, but rather to find a way we can course correct them and guide them on certain foundational truths that will be helpful to them. And tell them, you see, marriage is designed for a distinct purpose. And if you miss that purpose, you miss that.
Robert, you know, Richard mentioned something about Gen Z's objectifying this institution of marriage, objectifying everything. You mentioned something and said that, you know, Gen Z's and then now our generation, millennials, that sometimes you'd see your partner hugging somebody else. And then, you know, this woman came and said, you know, that is my property. That is objectifying that woman, saying, you know, this is my property. So in the long run, this is something that is still rooted in, you know, even in millennials. Like, I think for men, because I don't think if millennial women objectify, you know, their partners. But what's now your take on that particular front, that, you know, you see this woman as an object of yours. You don't want them to hug their colleagues, you know, when they go to work. And you know, the culture.
Property to be shared.
You know, so how do you now interpret that, the objectification of, you know, your partner?
I believe that we should not condemn or rather blame them, because everything is going with the season. I mean, the season that maybe existed our times when we took it as something very usual, is not the same way that this generation of the Gen Zs are also taking. Our big brother here has mentioned something, just for clarification. You see, for the case of these Gen Zs, they are not seeing it a big deal when they just talk to somebody online without meeting them. She thinks that she can quickly proceed with the process of getting married. I mean, but the parent sarcastically responds to her the manner he responded, because he knows that there are some consequences thereafter. When you quickly rush into proposing and getting married to a person you have never met, in the past, remember, the parents used to do what? To inquire a lot of things about the man or the woman that you wanted to marry. Which tribe is she coming from? I mean, where specifically do you work? But nowadays, I can tell you for free that even a woman can love a man who is a jobless man, just because he's handsome, that is the end of it all. They do not scrutinize a number of things.
These Gen Zs?
Yes. Okay. I remember there was a time I was at Laikipia University. That was around 2014. And it was during electioneering time. And, you know, matters to do election have to do with the manifesto that a person is maybe selling to the people. But you see, majority of some of the girls were saying that sisi hatupei, sisi tutapea Moha. Moha is a handsome man. You see, even without hearing the manifesto from that Moha is giving to the people, that whatever that he'll be doing. So, besides the objectifying, we must also agree that the times really define whatever that these two factions of the Gen Zs and the millennials will carry out when we are talking about marriage.
Councillor, has objectification always existed? Because I'm thinking about it. If, you know, Robert is a millennial and he's told us a story about a man potentially objectifying the partner. For you guys also, I don't know if the generation of our parents felt like, you know, this is my wife. And we know back then they were so big on polygamy, right? So I wonder if there was an issue with objectification. How do you view this issue of objectification?
Thank you, Anne. Truth be told, we marry for selfish reasons, all of us. There's a sense, an innate need to be exclusive when you identify someone and say, this is going to be my wife, someone I genuinely love, or this is my husband. There's a way you'd want to clarify to all, and I think everything falls and rises on clarity. And if you don't place that as an emphasis, anything can fall to the wind. In my generation, I think one of the things that was more certain and sure is this, that a man would leave his father, his mother, or kinfolks, and go out and identify someone, and the two will become one. Why would I leave my parents if I want to share this woman with everyone? I identified her as mine. And when I say mine in this sense, because I think like I say, the purpose defines what you're going to be doing. In the purpose of marriage is that you identify someone, and the two of you, of course the math does not even math. If you remember the math, when does one become one? When 1 + 1 become 1? It doesn't add up, but I think it changes the way you think and the way you orient your thinking about your union. For you to know that I'm going to be one with this particular individual, not two. So anyone who comes into our union is a foreign entity. Friend, colleague, family, relative, extended, all of them are enemies. So there's a need for you to be exclusive in that sense. It's not to objectify the person, but to show ownership in the covenant that you have with this particular individual and say, I belong to you and you belong to me. And there's a pride that comes with that experience where your spouse knows he's mine and I'm his.
All right. JD, do you think this is how Gen Zs, JD, Gen Zs, do you think this is how Gen Zs view this issue of objectification? Because in my mind I'm thinking, you know, Hannah told us that Gen Zs right now, they don't care, that if it doesn't work, you know, they move on to the next. I don't know if it was JD or Hannah, between you two. But do Gen Zs feel the need to objectify, you know, their partner? Ati unakana mtu hapo unasema, you know, this is mine. Don't go interacting with other people, other men. Don't go hugging them. Don't go, you know, being so comfortable around other men. Because if now Gen Zs are of the opinion, you go live life. If it doesn't work, then we move on to the next. What do you think of that?
You see, the challenge with that is the boundaries are always shifting. Okay? I'll call you Makoha.
Yes, sir.
Which is still your name, right?
Yes.
So Makoha has said that he comes from a setting where hugging someone's wife is considered taboo, right? For lack of a better word. But you're now coming to a setting where hugs are usually considered to be greetings. Yeah, case in point. So you'd find that for that, in that setting, what does objectification even mean? Where does it start? And then secondly, there is the economic imperative, you know, because nowadays respect was degraded to very basic things like what do you provide, you know, the proverbial table. And does it mean because you bring nothing to the table that we don't really have the virtue of having any basic decency or respect? So you find with that, there's that aspect of unaniambia kama nani. Okay? Thirdly, you'd find that I think Makoha again has talked about Laikipia and how uko face card is enough to bag someone. That is the situation in Laikipia in 2014. But what I can know in Nairobi in 2026, face card alone cannot is not enough for you to bag anyone. Okay, I think we've been here in various previous conversations where people have been asking tutakula mapenzi. You know, so you'd find that with that, it's also becoming a currency. In that the more you bring in terms of economic resources, the more respect you get. And some of these boundaries, the more they are usually even enforced. If they are not, you'd find that there are other many labels people will get, you know, but sini beshte yangu, or sijui best, whoever.
Bestie.
Yes, that one. And you know, nowadays kuna chubui mahali. But anyway. So, as far as all that is concerned, you'd find that with this issue of objectification, the boundaries are always shifting, you know. And then the other thing is, nowadays, with people, I don't want to say people, with women getting a voice, they also got the means to dictate who stays in their life and who doesn't.
Is that a disadvantage to the men's side? Or
this is the problem. You see,
so it's a problem.
No, it's not a problem, but there is a problem with that. Okay, the problem with that is they are now starting to see this objectification as control. You know, you don't want me to go hang out with my friends simply because I am married. You don't want me to hang out. I met him before I met you. I just chose you to continue my life with. So it doesn't make sense to me to end a particular friendship regardless of how close we are, so as to maintain this. You see, so it is, and you see, if you're cognizant of that fact, it now becomes difficult to even establish a system of rules and a set of procedures under which this relationship ought to work. Yeah.
Do you want to chime in on that issue of objectification, Hannah?
Yes. I want to say that that is an issue actually, and it's what making marriage scary with Gen Zs, because if you'll go and remove dowry for me, so now that, okay, or we are two kwenda kusema ni mimi niko na msichana or something, just go to the parents and they know you, then you start seeing me as mimi ni wako, wewe ni wangu. That is, the man now sees like you are his personal, whatever, you are his person, like yeye peke yake. That is selfish. Because
that is selfish.
It is very selfish.
How so?
Because you know, women are empowered, and your mentality, it is, I feel like iko na hizo generations za mbele more like it. Because if with every argument will be saying unajua nikutolea 99 goats, then I prefer you just go for your goats and leave me alone. Because now that you have owned me, you have maybe removed dowry for me, doesn't mean that now you can control me, you see. And that's why most men say that they're women. I want my woman to be a housewife. I don't want her to struggle. I don't want her to go out there and meet sijui what, because I feel like she'll find someone and maybe cheat on me. Women are empowered, and staying in the house nowadays is just a no. Because you need to go out, you need to get exposed. It's just that even if I'm yours, I still prefer you even when I'm outside. But if your insecurity shows you that you will control me to stay in the house just because you own me, you owe me, yeah? Okay, something like that. That is very selfish actually, and overprotective. Eventually, those people are very insecure, the ones who end up kugongewa, the terms
so Hannah, even after marriage, for you, you'd want to be, to be left to go at least and explore.
Yes.
You support polyandry?
Okay.
The opposite of polygamy?
Yes.
You support it?
Yes.
So you can have several men?
No. Wait.
Okay.
Not have several men.
Yeah.
Have male friends, but you just respect your marriage. But let me still get exposed. Don't restrain me there because you're insecure. I still need to be empowered. I still need to go and explore the world. Not explore people. Explore the world.
That is interesting. I'm sure.
I think before we get off that topic,
Okay.
I want also to interject a bit. There is one thing that we are forgetting. This objectifying, in most cases, comes in as a result of so many things. One thing you should not forget with this generation of the Gen Zs, that these are the kind of people. A man may have his own reasons for him objectifying the woman he has married or the girl they are dating. One, we have girls nowadays who have deteriorated behaviors. Are you getting that? And probably the boyfriend knows very well that after the hug or the kiss, next it will be a date with this strange man. You see, that one will trigger the man or the boyfriend to have fear. And therefore, it will not be something to think twice about stopping the lady from proceeding to hug this strange man.
That's insecurity.
Yeah, but it also happens that the process continues and it grows. Then the next thing we hear the man saying that nimegongewa ndugu zangu, the way she has said. These things are there, and sometimes, let me say that maybe insecurity also works positively for the person who is defending himself. Because why do you think there are cases of kugongewa here and there? It is because we trust our girls so much to an extent that they are coming back at home at around 11 p.m. and we are saying that this is a mature person, I'm not supposed to question her, I'm not supposed to look after her. But the end result, girls are not all the same. Yeah, and in the past we used to say that broke girls, broke men were the ones who are triggering their women to cheat. Nowadays we have had cases whereby we have girls who have got rich boyfriends, girls who have got their own big pockets, but they also cheat. So sometimes men have a reason to worry. The steps the woman is going through. And then lastly, one may objectify the relationship because of the jealousy that they have paid for dowry. Are you getting this? I once overheard a man saying that, hey, imagine a woman who has been used by several men, 10 of them, and then the 11th man is the one who is pressurized to pay for dowry. Are you seeing that? That one somehow makes a lot of sense, because someone will say that.
Sense?
It is making sense. Listen, let me finish.
All right.
Remember, it's an example. It is not Makoha.
You say that this somehow makes a lot of sense. Yes. So explain
this
it
man,
to us.
according to this man, he believes that the woman has been used by other several men without maybe giving out whatever that has given out. Kama ni ng'ombe 30 ametoa, other men were buying chips. So maybe he finds no reason as to why another man should continue, still continue following the woman, the lady he has married, or the woman they are in a relationship with. Yeah.
Richard, I know a lot is going on on the panel, and I know you're just sitting there, you know, thinking of your 17 years in marriage, or wondering, hey, this one's going to survive this thing if they get into it. You know, and a lot has been, you know, said, and I saw you laughed when Hannah said that, you know, being in the house, because now that women are empowered, is, you know, is selfish for a woman to just stay in the house. That they want to go out there and, you know, explore and talk to other men. What do you think of that in this current generation? Is that the way to go, as we also look into the fundamentals, you know, of the best foundation for marriage?
What informs our choices always is the past. And I can tell where she's coming from. Genuinely so, but it can be corrected. If the past experiences you've had are the people that she has described, definitely that will say her way of changing the way things ought to be, the narrative. But I want to inform her that there's nothing wrong about getting that education. In fact, you should get more education. There's nothing wrong with making more money than your mother, your great-grandparents and all that. In fact, you should make much more money and make good use of it. Add value to yourself and add value to others, and have extra for those who cannot afford the kind of life you'd wish for them. However, if it is building marriage, the values that are innately, consistently true to what a healthy marriage ought to be. And in me, as I said to you earlier, being a Christian, I benchmark my values from the scriptures, because it has structured my union and to structure union. Jesus made a statement that makes sense. So these philosophers came to him and asked him, what should forbid me to stay with this woman? For them, they came up with different reasons why they should let go of their spouse. They came up, any excuse would work for them. But Jesus had to wait to course correct them and said, it was not like so from the beginning. In other words, there's a new way that had been adopted, but that was not the original path. That was not the original platform. Even the Gen Z, as much as they would want to structure a different way of relating, exploring the world around them, there are some things that have never been that way. When it comes to the union of a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, it's good to find out from the original foundation and the mind with which that institution was established, what was in the mind, that the two should become one. And if the two should become one, why is it significant for you not to be intimidated by your other spouse, your potential significant spouse, if he's educated sufficiently enough, or he has a quest to add more knowledge to themselves, or he has a constant ambition to make more money? It should not be an intimidating experience if the two of you would become one, even the way with which you use that money. If it is exploring the world, I think it should be definitive. What is that exploration that you want to explore?
And can she explore with the husband?
You can explore with your spouse.
Yeah.
If it is... because the reality, when they talk of exploring, it's not the way some of our people would think about it. They don't want to be limited in the choices of who they want to date, court, and somehow stay with. They don't want to have this sense of permanence in the relationship. Yeah. They want to leapfrog from one relationship to another relationship to another relationship. After all, I can pay my bills, I make more money, and I have a decent education that I can leverage on that to get anyone I want. But if that is the subject and the theme of your quest that you explore, it will not bring a sense of satisfaction, because there's an epidemic of loneliness in that generation. while she might not admit it,
Yeah.
they are afraid of rejection.
Gen Zs.
Oh dear. She will tell you, they are afraid of rejection.
Hannah, are you afraid? You know, the good thing is that you're here, even as Richard says, and he's our counselor this morning. Do you think Gen Zs are afraid of rejection? That's why you feel the need to, you know, explore, even in your relationship. You're in a stable relationship, but you still want to explore with other people.
Yes, a lot of it. We really fear rejection, actually, as ladies. Kwanza, as ladies, we really fear it. And that's why...
you know, I'm sitting here and wondering, interesting. Because you said as ladies, we really fear it. I'm like,
I really I like talking about ladies because me, when the topic is about ladies, just call me. Hi, we fear rejection a lot, and that's why women want to be empowered, just like he has said, so that you can get whoever you want. Because let me tell you, before, okay, as long as men wanajitetea, actually when a woman decides by her own to settle for marriage, a woman can really settle, unlike a man. Men are the people who like, they are the ones, no, because they are the ones who have given themselves the freedom of exposure. They're the ones who end up cheating a lot, especially if it's a child who has made the two of you get married. You know those mistakes, and now your parents is insisting you need to stay in that marriage. You can't go giving every single girl a child and you leave them. Yeah. So what's draining you is the child. So the man, maybe you are not his type from the beginning. He was just exploring. So they still need to go and explore, and that's why most ladies, Gen Z, say they have the mentality of iyo heri ulie kwa Prado than ucheke kwa bodaboda. Most of them have that term. It's the one which is trending. Because even if you put your emotions there, imagine tolerating a broke man. You start with him. From there down, you build each other, and he still cheats on you. So most ladies, that's why they end up looking for money. And
so you're saying men are the masters of exploration, and it's not that women. So it's women wanting to be in a male-dominated field. When you're talking about, you know, exploration, is that what you're saying, Hannah?
Okay, we are forced to. Most of them are forced to.
Yeah.
Men are becoming irresponsible, so you just empower yourself and get whoever suits you
and do as they do.
Yes.
JD, what do you think?
Hey, okay.
It's getting hot.
Hey, wow. So you see, okay, the challenge for me, as far as this conversation is concerned, is the need to want to keep your options open is coming because of the desensitization that people are having because of the relationships they're getting in. To put it in layman's terms, watu wamekula dust huku nje until they're not willing to really commit because of that eventuality of what if. You know, Makoha, again, keep quoting him. He has said that 11 people may have, she may have gone through 11 people for the 12th person to be forced to
pay dowry.
Yes. Na hapo mahali ametaja chips. Yeah. And you see the problem with that.
You see, right, not.
Yeah. No worries. It is gone. So you see, the thing is, because of that, you see now, that is a mentality of someone who's tried to invest somewhere. In his example, it was an example. In his example, that's a mentality of someone who has invested somewhere and bet yake ikachomeka, ikaungua. Okay? So you find that with that, you will be forced, regardless of your gender, you'll be forced to keep your options open. See? Aya. Sai kuna hii kitu fulani ya tupatane finals. Yeah? Whereby you are a woman, there are so many people quoting you, and you encourage them in that
you believe natural selection will take its course.
Let the highest bidder win.
Exactly, tupatane finals. You know.
See, that is something that happens even in other generations, even with millennials. I want to believe, Richard, you're not a millennial, right? you are past. Because millennial ends at the oldest millennial is 45 years old, right?
I'm past 45.
So is that something that happens in your generation as well? Because we are looking at it, you know, the highest bidder, whoever brings the dowry first gets the woman.
You could bring it and the father says no.
Amen.
It happens?
Yeah.
Amen.
Because his premium and priority of emphasis is place a value on his daughter. There's no amount of dowry will be exchanged for the joy and the happiness of his daughter. So you will not manipulate the circumstantial experience of being in love with this cover-up of materialistic
But in the
things.
eyes of the woman being pursued, for them maybe their mindset is, you know, a lot of men are pursuing me, I'm seeing a lot of men, I'm trying to talk to a lot of men, but the highest bidder really is the one who comes home.
Yeah, it might sound to be true, but in practice it might be different. Because the reality
Calm
is,
down, JD. Yes.
you don't necessarily want to move into a relationship because of how much someone has paid dowry for you. Because when you get into any relationship, you go into it with the pretext of a forever experience. It's a covenant experience. You know, for their generation, they say that's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a piece of paper. This is also a piece of paper. It has a value with it. And this value is backed up by an entire government. The same is true when you sign a covenant marriage. It's a piece of paper, but there's an institution behind it. There's a power that is behind it. And it will back up that institution. If you look through the scriptures, this thing of giving dowry is not only culturally centered around African way of expression of love and Indians and all that. It's also rooted in the Word of God. Therefore, if the man is going to secure himself a bride, do you love her? Do you genuinely love that woman? And when you go, in my culture, when you go, you convince the people how you met, and you love her, and you promise to stick with her throughout life. And definitely, if for some reason you cannot convince them, parents have a way of taking their daughter. Do you really want to go with this man? This community of people round about you through this cultural experience, which the Gen Z do not want. They don't want the village to participate in their decision. She sees the guy on Facebook, WhatsApp, Zoom, she's good to go. She does not need anyone to condescend with the decision. She already good to go. But what was the safety in that decision? That there are people who peer over your relationship who don't have emotions connected to that particular man or that particular woman. They will ask you questions that are actually meant to be in your vested interest. Have you been to their home? Do you know his parents? Are you sure he's single? Do you know where he stays? Does he have a job? Will he feed you? Thank you for the dowry. You could have taken a loan to pay the dowry, which has happened to the downfall of many millennials. Someone goes to the bank, secures a loan just to impress on the young lady. But when they get to the day-to-day living, in real life experience, you discover the two are not becoming one. The two are actually diametrically opposed to each other. They say, this one, it is not God who put us together. This one, we put ourselves together and the loan. And we are good to go.
The loan will put you to asunder.
Exactly.
Robert, perhaps do you think, are you afraid of marriage? Because, you know, JD and Hannah here, they have declared that for them, they fear marriage, and they've given us reasons as to why they feel like marriage is a little bit scary for them. Do you hold the same opinion about marriage?
No, I don't hold the same opinion. assuming my father was worried to get married to my mother,
yes.
where will I be?
That's a very interesting take. So, brings me to this question. Do you think people who have a different or sort of quote unquote negative view on marriage grew up in a one-parent household, and that's why, you know, they fear marriage, or they have reasons, they want to explore, they want to, no attack to Hannah, because she mentioned something about wanting to explore. Do you think it's a failure, or the challenge now comes from, being brought up in a one-parent household?
Okay, that's why I was about to tell you that there are several factors that attribute to the fear of a section of people not willing to get married. One of them is the experience they have had from maybe other people, whereby maybe you had a neighbor who was being
yes.
on a daily basis. Anytime the husband will come home, maybe to demand for a given type of meal which has not brought. You see, a young lady who knows her value and the rights will not advocate to have such like a husband in a near future, therefore rendering marriage useless. Secondly, one may also choose not to get married because of maybe other activities like studying. You know, a person who is advancing higher education has gotten a scholarship to go and study in Johannesburg or even in the United States of America, will not have a reason to rush to marry the boyfriend that is residing from here in Nairobi. That person will have a concrete reason. Even if the boyfriend was willing to pay for the dowry, this person has got a concrete reason as to why he or she should not actually get married. And also, my brother had earlier on mentioned something to do with the economic situation. Unemployment is on the rise. Besides, also you realize that now the high cost of living steps in. With the high cost of living, you try to economize on almost everything. Now you begin asking yourself, which one can wait? That is now the situation if it is a man wants to marry and is fearing. You will list a number of things, amongst them which ones can wait. For example, you have the issue to pay school fees for your children, your siblings, because you are not married. You need also to take care of your parents who probably are not having a job. They just struggle to educate you. And finally, you also need a decent life. You know, people like yourself are beautiful, they are well dressed because you want to look so. So you may ask yourself, between marriage, dressing well, taking good care of the parents, and even educating my siblings, which one can I do away with?
Your parents have lived life.
No,
now it's your life to
we normally say that.
You know, there's a research earlier this year that was released and said that parents, it was a report on one of the dailies, that say that Gen Zs are not sending, they're not paying black tax, they're not sending money back home, they're not taking care of their siblings. Because the argument is their parents, where were they to build a life for themselves?
Do you think that is right?
Well, I could not put myself in that shoe because I'm privileged enough. My parents were able to do that for themselves.
What you need to understand is that most of our parents have sacrificed to make us look the way we look. And there is nothing you can say that they have lived their life. A person who was selling Ichanga to cater for your Form 1 school fees has not enjoyed life. This is a person who has been having battles with the police officers coming to demand for bribes, failure to which she is apprehended and taken to the cells. So I don't think you can say that a parent already lived their lives. But for the few factors which I've mentioned to you, including supporting the extended family, siblings maybe, given that the person is not married, those one can really make somebody to fear. Plus the battering. Somebody who is maybe beating the wife and you are there and you are seeing, and then you tell yourself that if this is the kind of life that married people live, then I better be, because nobody is going to force me get married.
Hannah, do you think coming from a one-parent household contributes to Gen Z's fearing marriage so much? Because now they do not have, a manual or a structure to look up to. They've not grown up seeing, how a mom, a husband and a wife live life really together as partners, as people who commit to this institution of marriage. Do you think that's what's leading to that fear?
It can be a factor, but not in all cases. Like personally, I don't come from a family where there's no ATPs or a single parent. I come from a very good family and the parents are very okay and it's a very happy couple. But still, with time...
But still you fear marriage?
Yes. With time, I've seen people close to me and also stories of people, and I still feel women, as long as we are going into marriage, you still need to get empowered, because there are some things which are normalized in the society which are just not okay.
Things like what?
Okay, things like, how will I put it? Like a woman being seen as someone lower than the husband.
You can say it in Swahili.
I don't know how to put it.
Mwanamke anadharauliwa.
Anadharauliwa. Kuna madharau iko kwa marriage and it shouldn't just be normalized. That's why I'm really against women not being empowered. Actually, you're just there and you expect kwanza that mentality of you're going to a marriage and you expect everything financial-wise to be provided by the man. I'm against it. Hey,
you do 50-50 in marriage?
Not 50-50, but just get something of your own. The man is to provide. That is his role. But still get something of your own. Because ukienda hapo ati every small thing, give me everything you want to do, you must ask your husband. Even if there is that, you need to make decisions together. But still, an empowered woman is a strong woman.
All right. Let's take a very short break at that point. An empowered woman is a strong woman. Anna amesema she doesn't want 50-50, but she still wants something of her own. Ataki kuomba. We'll be coming back with that to hear from the panel what they think about it. The whole idea of distributing finances and money in a relationship setup, and if that could strengthen a marriage or maybe loosen it kidogo too. So we're taking a very short break. You're watching TV47 Breakfast. We're talking about Gen Z and marriage. Are they redefining the institution of marriage? Stay right here. Don't touch that dial.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m.
Good morning.
You have my rent?
Leo jioni kama tutakuwa tumelipa rent, nauza hii simu yako.
Hamna pesa. I need 3 G's to make my nails today.
Sasa hivi natuhusu aje?
Can I order now? Do you ship? Can I get blinking ones?
Mimi nilikuwa na trade. Nimewekelea kitele yangu. Kitele yangu na trade. Ikikunyuma.
Oh my God. He left me. Nitumie ni line.
Uko nje kuna Wi-Fi.
Why? Hi-Fi?
Wait, so what do we call this dish again?
I have no idea.
The cucumbers are there specifically for my beauty routine.
Tamulini kero umeka kwa beauty product.
Na ameenda.
Tunafaa tukuwe na logo yetu. Like, si ni brand already. Me, I won't entertain divas.
No. I'm not dealing with a man child.
Amazing. Nishapenda hii energy.
Sundays at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Saturday at 8:30 p.m.
My father used to tell me that our hotel is the home for travelers. I guess I forgot that. Recently, it's been more of a mirror of my own ambition. We might fail,
We will probably fail, but not for a lack of trying. So for the last time, and the first time, welcome to Connect In, the best experience in East and Central Africa and its environs.
Saturday at 8:30 p.m. on TV47. Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m.
This is a very serious place.
I see that. Surely. Hey, Nyumba.
This is the place.
Just for a few days.
Rule number 2.
Kwani Google inajua maisha yangu wewe?
That's my seat.
It's a chair. It was hers.
You're new here?
Yes.
You learned the rhythm.
This place is run by structure. Structure.
It is a system. Ni venye tu ni system haisikizi.
And what happens if something you haven't chosen enters your day?
I remove it.
That's not always going to be possible here.
Then you are going to have a problem.
Noted.
What are you planning? To escape from a resort?
This is not a resort, my friend. This is a storage.
Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m.
All right, welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching TV47 Breakfast. It's Relationship Wednesday. We're talking about Gen Z and marriage. Are Gen Zs redefining marriage? That is the conversation we're having this morning. So you can still be part of this conversation through our socials, TV47 Kenya on Facebook and on YouTube. On X, it's TV47 Digital, 0793267279. That's our WhatsApp line. Send us a feedback, your contribution, a comment. What do you think Gen Z is redefining commitment and marriage? Before we went on that very short break, Richard, you know, Hannah was talking about an empowered woman is a powerful woman, and there's still some gray lines how to share finances. I think in her eyes, how to share finances in the institution of marriage. How do you go about it, you know, in a way that doesn't really make it look like for her that she's begging you for money? The way she put it, that unajua unakadi kama unaomba pesa, but now how do you put it in this institution of marriage that, you know, I came for you, you left your mother and father to come live with me, now I'm going to take care of you. If you want money from me, you're not begging for it.
Yeah, thank you, Anne. One of the things that we should be able to agree is that money is always going to be a constant thorn in any relationship. Mm-hmm. As long as you have a community of people, a group of people living in one space and they're not married, there's not going to be conflict. Mm-hmm. But the moment you choose two people and they say, I want to live with this person and we're going to be one, there's always going to be conflict in that union. Mm-hmm. But it's a choice. You make that choice. Mm-hmm. While others are afraid of marriage because they think marriage is expensive, which is true, marriage is expensive. Mm-hmm. I was reading a peer review, and in the US, it costs on average about $36,000 to do a wedding. Then in South Korea, it's about $100,000 to have a baby, $100,000. So some Gen Z in those countries, they look at it like, hey, why am I entering into this union? You go in China, China, the children are, in fact, stipulated how many you should have, and you should have this volume of money. They go to a particular level where they said, this generation has actually decided not to get married. Now it's at 40%. It used to be 20%. Because Gen Z, they discovered their fear for money is a huge hindrance to get into union. In Japan, they were saying, instead of them being restricted to get married, so there's what they call friendship unions for companionship. You get into a relationship just for the sake of sharing costs, but not necessarily to be into a romantic relationship. Then after many years, you can choose to get married. Now, in our cultural text today, you find it interesting that they would say, I don't want to get married, and they beg for money.
Yeah.
What is driving into the union should be much more than just money. There's a lot of value placed on the union when you're getting into it. The two becoming one, you don't only become one on the day you get married. You get to become one in the process of living with each other. That experience of being one, it doesn't begin with hundreds or thousands of dollars. It begins with 100 bob. Na hamuna food kwa nyumba. And then you begin to negotiate, tununue skuma, tununue kunde, tununue beans, maragwe kwa barabara, tupike chakula tukule. That process is as hard as you might think, but that's where you forge your union of becoming one in the way you administrate your finances. Your finances is to be your finances. It becomes our finances, our money. How you expend it towards your family and how I expend it towards my family becomes a singular decision. How you expend it on you and me individually or separate from apart, it is a corporate decision. That forming of that decision is the process of becoming one. But if you enter into it and you're on this island and say, my money is my money, your money is our money, you're in trouble.
Well, all right, we'll continue that one on our socials so that we can see what people are saying. You say no to my money is my money, your money is our money. Councillor, you umekata.
Our money is our money together.
All right. Robert, what's your take on empowered women? Because when we were on that break, you were giving us some sort of sentiments about an empowered woman being with, a man who wants to pursue marriage in the long run. What's your view on an empowered woman?
Okay. In the past, traditionally, men were the providers. And you realize that during those days, women were not that much empowered, if not totally not empowered. And with this new generation, or as the era changes, you realize that formal education has been brought, and people are learned. And in the process, we are also looking forward to see an empowered woman. And when you have an empowered woman in your house, it means there is a shared responsibility. If it is the case with the school fees, you can agree upon yourselves to know who is going to cater for what. At the same time, the idea of empowering a woman also comes in when you have a sense of the uncertainty. Tomorrow you may fall sick. What happens? If the wife is jobless, if the wife is less empowered, should the children stay at home because father is sick? So those are some of the key issues that it drives men to strive to ensure that their women are empowered. On the dark side of it, although I support empowerment of our women, but you realize that at one point people are born differently. There is a woman who is empowered, and then they take advantage of the man who empowers them. This woman who had nothing in her pocket was so much submissive to the husband. When they had less, she was so much respectful. You come up with an idea of maybe securing a loan of 5 million Kenyan shillings to empower this lady. At the end of the day, you begin realizing that this lady now, it is not bad to assist your home where you came from, but you realize some of these ladies will now begin, taking much effort and finances to the home where she came from. You see? And remember what my big brother told us here. Your money should be our money now. Should there be any decision to be made before you take a step, even including that one of assisting your siblings to your home, it should be something that is discussed between the two of you. So that is where some, not all of them, some of our empowered women go wrong. Secondly, some empowered women will also begin growing some horns. Sorry to use the word. Because whatever they were lacking, they have now double of the same. And unfortunately, should the job ends on the side of the husband, God forbid, you realize that this woman will not reciprocate, and remember that it is the same man who has fallen that brought her to the step where she is. She will take advantage of the downfall of the man, then she becomes like the head of the family. You see, coming home the time she wants, or coming up with a project without the consultation of the man who wanted to empower her, maybe so that they have a good life together. So that is my take and the unfortunate part of it.
If you go that route, you're still scaring Hannah with this whole idea of marriage, because you're saying, oh, to her, I know it looks like this is control that Richard wants. What's your take on an empowered woman, JD? Because Robert has talked about it in the aspect of, you know, the woman coming in, and then he takes her to school and then just puts up something for her to build herself. But say this is an empowered woman, ametoka kwao akiwa amesoma, maybe they even have a doctorate or a PhD. Then what's your take on, you know, on marrying that level of empowered woman?
You see, one thing with empowerment, as far as I'm concerned, is it needs to be at par. You know, in the sense that if I'm meeting you, I need to meet you at a particular level where your empowerment does not scare me.
So you have to be compatible.
Yes, because if I don't do that, your empowerment will always be the basis of my insecurities. Okay, so if I have not empowered myself,
what if that's not an issue to the woman?
Well, what is not an issue to my insecurities?
Because you said that if she's more empowered, then that might be an insecurity for you.
Yes.
Then what if the level of high empowerment is not an issue to her?
Okay. You see, the thing is, it might not be an issue to her, but some of these things, the image through which people view themselves, they view themselves in the lens to which they relate with the society and the environment around them. You know, that's what makes them relevant. See? So you'd find that in the case of empowerment right now, if you're coming from a point where, because in the center of empowerment, there lies the word power. So if you're coming from a point where you saw people abuse status and abuse power, and you grew up in such a system, you might not want to replicate the same thing with yourself. Therefore, you might want to push yourself to go empower yourself, not necessarily because of the person you're going to marry, but to give yourself a sense of security in that whatever I am inheriting, I'll be able to maintain it. Okay, whatever structure I am creating, I can be able to run it. Because, and apologies for saying this, but marrying an empowered woman and a woman who's not empowered is not the same thing at all, regardless of what aspect of empowerment you're talking about. Okay, the perceptions are different, the worldview is different, the structure will be different. You cannot empower a particular part of society and expect the society at large to remain the same. So what ends up happening with empowerment is it always depends with the part through which you're viewing it from, and how much work have you put towards yourself for you to be able to even accept this. You see, doctors marry doctors. Doctors do marry doctors.
Okay. Let's see where this is going.
Doctors marry doctors. The specialization is usually different. Teachers marry teachers more often than not. Yeah. So you'd find that with this,
I was thinking you're going to say journalists marry journalists.
No.
Why are you saying no?
I know
but
that
then you're putting doctors, teachers in one card, and then when it comes to journalists, no.
Footballers marry footballers. So if that is the argument.
But so you'd find that with the level of empowerment, it exposes you to a particular field. It exposes you to a particular cadre of people, you know. So within, I believe it's good to play within
your level.
Yes, rather than playing
above
somewhere
your
above your level, because you will always be haunted by the way, why am I here? With every little argument, basic things like respect will always be equated on things such as your competences or lack of. See? So you'd find that in order to avoid that, you know, just play within your means. Kama budget ni ya Gor Mahia, wacha kwenda Real Madrid.
Hold on to that thought. But Richard, you know, now talk to us about the primary motivations of marriage and the foundations that a marriage should be set up on for it to stand tall, you know, to stand the test of time. When things aren't going quite good, at least, you know, this marriage stands for 17 years. Yeah. What are the primary motivations of marriage?
Thank you. I like his way of expression, and I thought that was really powerful. But should marry an empowered woman? She's a strong woman. Yeah. I imagine Margaret Thatcher and the husband being intimidated because she was the Prime Minister of England. Should you be intimidated? She is. For heaven's sake, you can't get any higher than that. Yeah. Just adapt and align yourself with each other and work.
We have Tanzania, we have Namibia.
Exactly. So the empowerment is not the problem. But one of the things that would guide anyone is find biblical values that guide your union. Find true, timely tested values that will guide your union. The construct for marriage is not a man's idea, it's not a cultural idea, it's not an idea for Gen Z. It is God's idea. He created the institution for marriage. Find a purpose for marriage. Why do you get married? Why are you getting married? Because purpose will sustain you even when the pressure comes around the union. That purpose still continues. Today, the purpose to which some of the Gen Z would seek to get married might not be palatable because that's not the purpose for marriage. But if you find the purpose within itself, it will guide you. You find in their generation, the young men want to get married, the Gen Z, the same Gen Z, the young men want to get married and raise a family. The young women get married, they want to make more money and get more advanced in education. Yeah. They have switched the roles. However, when you get married for companionship. You need someone to genuinely live with you for a long period of time because you're going to care for them and they're going to care for you. Then the same commitment of getting married, you want to raise a godly seed after you. You want to raise a generation that will replace you. When you're really, really old, you need some people who will come and pick you up from home, take you to church, take you to the village, and take you to bury your friends. These are things you might not think about, but that's what life is all about. You want an ecosystem in your getting married that you want to have people with same shared values. Most of the time, if you hang around people who say, marriage is overrated, that will become your communication. You need a community of people who have the same shared values. Then grow in that institution of marriage. I'm talking about when you get married, find a group of people who are equally married and tag alongside with them every month, once in a month, and get to discuss this journey together. You'll be amazed the things you're going through are not only peculiar to your own union. They also go through the same. You struggle with the communication. You're denied sex sometimes here and there, just like others. And then you get, kumbe, I didn't talk to her before the other night. That is the problem. You get to learn things. When it comes to money, you say, okay, this is how I administrate money. Well, mine, because I was cultured and raised differently, as a little mean towards my wife when it comes to finances. I'll never volunteer to take her out, never go for a date with her. So you get to learn. Then when it comes to the substrand of that relationship, their values must be able to guide you into that union. These values are very important. How often do you pray for the person you're getting married to? Some people just wake up and say, me, as long as we're palatable to each other, that's enough. There are people who are palatable together, but you're not meant to be together. Do you pray for the person you want to get married to? Think about it.
All right.
Yeah.
We're coming to the tail end of this conversation, so I want us to take a round of, parting shots. But Robert, do you think love is enough to sustain a relationship? And I'm viewing it from the marriage setup, yeah? Because now if you're in a relationship, possibly you're looking at marriage, in the foreseeable future. So do you think love is enough?
Love is crucial, not enough. It is crucial because even if you had money and everything that a woman needs or a man needs, because for many, most of them, maybe they marry for sex and all that, companionship like the counselor has said here, but love is crucial. Imagine a scenario whereby you marry somebody, then this person comes, where she's coming from, they are rich. She comes to your place, you have also provided for her everything, but again, there is no love. You don't love her. Or she's satisfied with the material things. What else can you offer her? It is only love, you see? Because if it is material things, she has had an experience before. So love is very crucial in any kind of healthy relationship. But also, we don't eat love. So we must have something to cling on for this love to work in a marvelous way.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll twist it a little bit now. Hannah, is it love that is crucial to sustain love, or is it stability? Between love and stability, what really sustains a relationship?
Okay. If I may put it, I may put love as a stem, and a stem which has many other branches. Because if you just generalize it to be love, love has a lot of things inside. So that someone tolerates you because you love her or you love him, there must be responsibility, and that's where finances enter. Because if you love someone, you must be responsible. You have some responsibility towards him or her. There needs to be respect. There needs to be caring. You need to care about the person you love. So love is a stem, and it has so many other branches. So you just can't say you love someone. With that love, there are other things.
The other factors.
Yeah, the other factors. I wanted to talk about the subtopic of empowerment. Okay, so he says,
yes,
he might have insecurities because he's marrying a woman who is empowered. Actually, it's just like another topic we talked about a few weeks ago. So a man decides to get married or to marry a wife, a girl who is more financially stable. That is not the problem. A woman can say, this man has some values I was looking for, personality and everything. So let me just settle for this man. But you as a man, you should not be like too comfortable in that state of yours. If you're not financially stable, if you're not financially stable or empowered, you should be having the pressure, not like, the woman is not like pressurizing you. You should have the internal pressure to like empower yourself or become better or become more financially stable. Like that is even a motivation. That is not the woman will look down upon you. That is something that should motivate you to be a better you.
Yeah.
So it should not be something to intimidate you. Actually, having an empowered woman should make you a very proud husband. You work with a woman and you're like, yes, my woman is empowered.
I came with my wife.
Yes, I came with my wife.
I came with Prof.
Yes.
Prof is sitting somewhere.
Or you tell them, my woman is a doctor. You have a title.
Yeah,
but why should you be intimidated?
Sawa. That one you already finished. I know you unawasho uchangie whatever Hannah is talking about, but love and stability. Which one do you think is more important to sustain a relationship as we wind up?
Hope.
Hope. So now we have three. Hope, love, and stability.
Love is a leaf.
Why hope?
Amtapendana kila siku. Even Ziwa will, I don't know about you, from the way you're speaking.
He'll tell us.
Unafaa kuongezewa tamu, but you see, and this also comes from the little experience I've had as a psychologist. People don't love each other every day. People are not stable every day. But what sustains most of these relationships is the hope that tomorrow things will be better. The hope that tomorrow things will be different. Our mama zetu wenye walivumilia because of one simple thing. They had hope. You know, they never really started off on a high. Everyone was suffering. The mother came, met the father. Alikuwa anaishi kwa bachelor pad, mahali, a very tiny room. And they grew from there. What made that grow is the belief that tomorrow everything will be different. So to me, I think the value that to me reigns supreme is hope.
Hope.
Yes.
All right. That is a very interesting take, because I think hope also dies. Because if you're talking about love dies, hope could also die, because you could be hoping for something for a very long time and then it doesn't happen and then it just dies a natural death. But now, Richard, looking at this conversation of love is a stem, love is a leaf, love is fleeting, love is dying, love is a choice, I'm thinking about between liking somebody and loving somebody. What really sets the foundation for a sustainable marriage? Because, you know, there's an element of choice and admiration to liking someone that is quite different to loving somebody. Because when you like somebody, there's always some sort of respect, appreciation for this person, such that like is always the constant, the blue in the sky. It's always there. At least when, you know, he or she is lying there looking like some sort of tomato, they can't do anything for themselves. You sit down and say, you know, at least I like him. At least I like her. That is from my own lenses, from where I sit. But is it liking somebody or loving somebody that is important to sustain a relationship?
I think both are very critical. I like...
Which sets the foundation?
I like my wife, but I love her even better. But what attracted me to her is I saw her and I liked her. Then because of my liking for her, I wanted to explore this newfound relationship. And the commitment to explore the person I liked, I genuinely chose to love her. And I continue to love her continually. I like hope. Hope does not disappoint when you think about it. Hope does not disappoint. But the reality is, you must find that hope is rooted in love. There's like I told you, for me, my moral compass is the Bible. 1 Corinthians chapter number 13 from verse number 4 to 8. It talks, now love is hope,
patience.
There you go. And all these values are in there. So the foundation that holds everything together is love. However, you must grow to like the person that you love, and you must love the person that you like. All right.
That brings us to the end of the conversation. It has been very, very insightful and wonderful and engaging, and I do appreciate you, Ziwa Zimbelis, for making time for us this morning, Robert, Hannah, and of course JD, for us to have this conversation on how Gen Zs view marriage and commitment. So we agree that Gen Zs are redefining commitment in the whole institution of marriage. So let's continue this conversation on our socials, TV47 Kenya on Facebook and on YouTube on X. It's TV47 Digital. Our WhatsApp line is also still very active, 24/0793267279. Tutumie message, nitapatana nayo hapo na nitasoma, and we'll review them tomorrow morning. Good morning. My name is Annie Odida, and thank you so much for keeping in TV47. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.